Good morning. Let's get ready for a wild and wacky week as 2020 gets 2020er. Now I'm going to start out with the good news. It would appear the atmospheric defense team has done a great job as they've separated the convection from the low. So you get Marco and Polo, and hopefully not a lot of trouble in Florida other than heavy rain, some winds, and some waterspouts. And also good news, at some point last night, it would appear the atmospheric defense team, it was the Prayer Warriors, or Asteroid Fight Club, hit Laura with a hammer and totally chunked it out and messed up its ability to form more of a beastly looking shape. All right, now for the newsy news. This segment brought to us by Steve Cupertino. The 6Z King Euro takes Laura into the Houston Galveston area. Hey, that's where I live. As a strong hurricane late Wednesday night. That's like 2.5 days away. Short-term track and intensity will be crucial in determining where the storm winds up. And so models still have Laura, once it gets into the Gulf, turning into a major hurricane, category 2, category 3, and pushing into Galveston and the areas around there. As tracks have shifted west overnight back towards Texas. And so right now it is 2020 and things just keep getting crazier. The models are having a bit of a hard time. And so I think everyone from South Texas all the way up to the Big Toe in Louisiana really needs to be ready. Rob Lightbrown bringing those weather sounds. As others have noted on Weather Twitter, the UK Met model has been doing very well with its facts on Laura. Interestingly, the 60 Euro is close to the UK Met ensemble. This would put the area from Matagorda Bay to Galveston in the path of the eye of Laura. The last model run on the Euro had it going into Louisiana near the Texas-Louisiana border on Wednesday at about 7 p.m., but it has shifted west since. The NAM makes it a major hurricane with 145 mile per hour wind gusts and takes it into Louisiana. Although technically the NAM only goes out 72 hours, so I don't know where it goes after this, so retract that last part. This GFS had 116 mile per hour wind gusts, and it takes it into the Texas-Louisiana border. Cranky weather guy, the guy I consider the best weatherman on the planet and my unofficial partner in weather crime prevention, thinks it'll probably go to the East Texas or edge of Louisiana as about a Category 1, possibly Category 2 hurricane. I mean, that's his thought now. Everybody's thoughts can change. And so everybody needs to be getting ready and getting prepared. But you can see here how this used to be a round circle, but something just took a giant chunk out of it. And I'm glad it did, because if not, this thing would have been much better developed as it jumped into the Gulf. And so we are in go time, and we will be watching all the models and the storm itself to see what adjustments are going to be made. But there's not going to be a whole lot of wind shear, and the Gulf of Mexico waters are hot like fire. So we're looking at a possible major hurricane hitting the coast in about 67 hours, 48, in between 48 and 67. I definitely think these rainfall totals are underdoing it either way. And the stronger the hurricane, the stronger the winds, and the stronger the storm surge. Laura is definitely going to have a chance to rapidly intensify once it gets beyond Cuba and just straight out into the Gulf waters. But it looks like the atmospheric defense team has done a great job with Marco and Laura up to this point. But I cannot risk you, your family, your friends, or your pets' lives on the atmospheric defense team. So we have to prepare right now like there was no atmospheric defense team, and so this thing would perform like it had absolutely nothing playing defense against it except for our prayers. And so I will be watching it ever so closely, not only because that is my job and what I do full time, and I'm really great at hurricanes, plus I love hurricanes, and I'm just a weather weenie, but at the moment I am in Houston. And so this thing might be headed straight for me. And unless, like a woman of my dreams comes in like a white knight and swoops me out of here to take me in the safety of her arms, then I'll be here and I can probably broadcast it for you live. But right now it looks like junk, but once it gets into the Gulf, it can reform. And so if it gets the convection over the lower level low, then it can really start to rapidly intensify. So let us hope they can keep doing that cool ass trick where they keep the two separated like they did with Marco and Polo, where the low is over here. It's headed this way as all the rain went this way. So this turned out to be not much of anything at all. So much to the point that Cranky called it Crocahontas. So I want to be super optimistic, but I don't want to get anyone hurt. And I don't want, 35 hours from now, this to be right here, like category 3 with room to strengthen to 4 or a 5, and have people think that I downplayed it. So please, everybody from down here to all the way up here, kind of have it in the back of your mind that you could be having a category 3 hurricane, category 4 hurricane, or category 5 hurricane. It is 2020, headed your way in about 40-ish hours. And so if that does come true, figure out what you would do in that case. A lot can happen between now and then. And so, a lot of people are going back to school, and Zoom, which is what, when they do remote learning, Zoom is totally down. And the Robinhood, which is some trading program, is totally down. And so we've been watching out for the 24th, like hawks, preparing for some wild and crazy stuff as Pluto, Saturn, Mars, Square, Eris, Capricorn stuff. And so this will kind of set the tone for the next 2 months. Oh yeah, Cranky Weather Guy had mentioned to me a couple days ago that we probably got another hurricane to watch around the 8th. And so the models are now starting to show that hurricane around the 8th. And I've been saying we should be looking for more hurricanes about every 12 days, meaning we'll probably get like 2 more hurricanes 12 days from now, and then 2 more hurricanes 12 days after that, and then 2 more hurricanes 12 days after that, and then possibly 2 more hurricanes 12 days after that. I'm not saying they're going to hit land, but I'm saying that Africa's probably going to be spitting them out like softballs straight at the US of A. So let us get ready for peak hurricane season. Oh, and like the West Coast is totally on fire. So these are absolutely crazy days indeed, my friend. And I don't want to downplay Marco Polo over here because it's still going to bring a whole lot of water. Wow, look at those waves. But then here is Laura. And then there's going to be a ton of severe weather up in the northeast, like the biggest severe weather warning zone they've ever had or some shiz. So look at those straight lines. Crazy. Risk messaging can be tricky. I don't want to hype up anything, and I don't want to underplay it. Man, this thing's been loading forever. How long does it take for that last 1% to finish loading? Anywho, sorry, that's neither here nor there. But look at that crazy shit that happened. See, it was like that, and then at some point, see, then it's moving like a giant blob, and then bang! Some just punched it square in the face. So yeah, it's good to know that there are people or forces out there trying to protect us. That's exciting to me. Because some just wasn't the mountains. Some just ping-bonged it, Prayer always helps. And I don't know, maybe Wonder Woman and I can do what we can. Wonder Power Twins, although we're not related. Thank God. Yeah. So, dang you 99%. Yeah, we'll keep watching. I'll keep watching. Sound cool. Yeah, I would definitely say this was a total defense success where the low is over here. So it's separated. It's kind of like here's the low is, let's say, the heart, and here's the head. So the head got chopped off the rest of the body. And so that's why this didn't continue to intensify. The wind just tore to shreds. Right there, there's the low. And then here's all the rain and stuff. Okay, great. Jack Sillen is always chilling and talking about cool weather stuff. Laura probably won't explode into a major hurricane right as it hits the Gulf. It will need some time, 12 hours-ish, to build up an inner core. So the model is picking up on a period where the storm is in steady state or not changing much in intensity. Yeah, there are multiple models that show this thing coming in as a Category 2 or Category 3 hurricane to either like Houston or up into the border or Louisiana. And so if somehow this thing just drops a turd and then falls face first into that turd, and then it's just a weak-ass tropical storm wherever it hits a few days from now, don't get mad at me because the worst-case scenario did not happen, okay? So here's what Cranky called it, Crocahontas. And so let's hope Laura becomes Crocahontas too, But hope is not a good strategy. Like hoping the virus goes away is not a good strategy or plan. Michael J. Ventrese, more model support indicating that Tropical Storm Laura has risk to grow into a massive, dangerous hurricane prior to landfalling across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi coast. We are watching this one very closely as it has the potential to be a very impactful hurricane strike. Eric Webb, given the UK Met's performance with Laura and recent observations confirming another southward relocation of its center, it's worth mentioning that the 0Z UK Met has Laura making landfall south of Houston on Thursday as a major hurricane. This is well outside the National Hurricane Center's cone of uncertainty. And here's the deal, man. The more time it spends going south and west, the more time it has to intensify. So if it goes up here, then it won't get to be as strong. But if it has more time over the water down here, it will have more time to get strong. This has it as 951, which make it a bona fide Category 3 hurricane and a major hurricane, man. Although National Hurricane Cone pretty much takes it straight into Louisiana. So, and I would say yes, just based off the fact that it is 2020, and 2020 keeps getting 2020er, and there's not going to be a lot of wind shear, and the water's going to be so hot, like pretending there is no atmospheric defense team, then yes, there's a chance it could be Category 5 in my mind. But if the atmospheric defense team is there, I don't think that'll happen. And then here's the next one we'll be watching. That yes, some models show it being a threat to the United States of America. All right, everybody stay cool. I'll bring you updates all day. I think. We'll see. All right. God bless everyone. I love you. And hey, thank y'all for being so cool, awesome, and amazing. We will make it through 2020 together. It's going to take teamwork. But you're strong, you're cool, and you're awesome. God bless everyone.